selling the Supersport, we've had a lot of people ask questions about the car's suitability for use by a beginner. So we decided to enter the car in an event at a racetrack as a beginner. We chose a group called OTR. OTR is a track day organizer. It does a really good job making for a safe event. And we decided to enter their event, which are typically run here on Wednesdays at Willow Springs. The event we chose was attended by about 70 other cars, and there was about 15 cars in the beginners group. We were running the beginners group, taking full advantage of the free instruction that the group provides. We started the day by towing to the track, which for us was a couple hundred yards. Got set up in the pit area and started the morning by registering for the event. We had done our tech the night before and simply had to turn in our tech sheet, pay our fees, sign our waivers, and the registration process went very smoothly. About a half hour later, we went to the driver's meeting. The driver's meeting, they explained the flags, went over basic safety procedures, and basically reiterated the stupid things that people typically do. We chose to pay a lot of attention because safety is a big part of what we feel the Supersport is all about. Supersport has a way overbuilt cage, an FIA nose crash box, a good standard racing seat, a collapsible steering column, high quality 6-point racing belts. So safety being a big part of the Supersport and safety being a big part of OTR, we felt they were a very good mix. After the drivers meeting, they started a beginners group instructional session. It lasted about 45 minutes. And even though I don't consider myself a beginner, I thought their instructors made some real good points that kind of reinforce in your brain some of the things that you think you know, but they definitely remind you of what you need to keep at the front of your brain, so to speak. Not long after the instructional meeting, they did a lead follow session. In this particular case, the Supersport being a real race car, the instructors felt that the Supersport was probably faster than most of the other beginner cars, so they had me follow a Porsche, and I was the only car following the Porsche. We went out, ran 3 laps at a reduced speed. That reduced speed actually was quite a bit faster than the other beginners, but the Supersport was able to run those reduced speeds very, very easily. It was, we don't have to have the brakes hot, we didn't have to have the tires hot. The engine runs very well at any RPM. So cruising around behind the Porsche, he did a very good job of showing us a nice safe line. On a racetrack, there's a safe line and there's a fast line. He showed a nice safe line, which is a line that offers you some margin of error. So take advantage of that, ran those few laps behind the Porsche as a lead follow. And then after a couple laps, the session went green. A little confusion because I had caught the session, or the group of cars that was in front of us, and they were still doing their lead follow, because typically they do for 5 laps. And so I kind of got in the middle of that mix, but it didn't really prove to be a problem. And after just a couple laps, that group went green, and track went green, and the Supersport was much faster than the other cars on the track. There were a couple of Corvettes and BMWs, a Porsche, and we were able to just blow by those guys and start running some decent laps. The next session went out and just ran a little faster, again trying to approach this as a beginner, and the car was able to give me a lot of confidence. I didn't have to push the car to be considerably faster than all the other cars on the track. And that session was a good time. Later in the afternoon, we ran a few more sessions. And those sessions, I ran the car much harder. And it was actually quite fun to blow by Porsches and blow by Corvettes and blow by other cars. The Supersport speed on the straightaway is certainly as fast as any of those cars. And the corners and braking, it just is phenomenal how much faster it is than these street cars. So it really was a good car to make a beginner driver really look like a hero. You didn't really have to push the car. It was very easy to drive, very tractable. Shifting, braking, and everything are very easy. And the car just performed fabulously all day. So by the end of the day, we were starting to push the car, had a good time, learned a whole lot. Car ran fabulously all day, very little maintenance, really just put fuel in the car, check the tire pressures, and retorque the wheels a couple times, clean the windshield, and it was just a very good, fabulous day. And I think that any beginner that went to a track event like this with a Supersport would have a blast of a day. It went super smooth, the car runs reliably, the car is easy to drive slowly, it's easy to drive fast, it gives you nice feedback. It's the car has a phenomenal grip and phenomenal braking, so you really get to embarrass the other beginners in your group that are driving just basic street cars that may or may not have a lot more power than you, but man, that Supersport just performs flawlessly for a